from the same studio that brought you 12 rounds, 12 rounds 2, 12 rounds 3, the Marine 2, the Marine 3, the Marine 4, I don't know how many Marines there are. We have been given Fighting with My Family.
What's this? Oh my god, climbing from the bottom takes way too long. Tell everybody that I'm sorry, but I'm never gonna come back. And it's clear it's all gone, and finding what we have just feels so wrong. And nobody's gonna stop me, cause I'm never gonna come back.
Hi guys, how are we all going? Today I'm reviewing the new WWE produced film, Fighting with My Family, starring Florence Pugh, Nick Frost, Lena Headey, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Vince Vaughn, directed by Stephen Merchant. Now, Fighting with My Family follows the title character, Paige, played by Florence Pugh, that has to kind of traverse through the English wrestling scene to finally get into the WWE and evidently become the youngest ever woman to hold the Divas title. Now this movie, I have to say right off the bat, was super funny, and Nick Frost and Lena Headey, I found, provided the bulk of the comedic elements in this film. Nick Frost and Lena Headey, particularly Nick Frost, was trying to kind of piggyback off of Paige's success and kind of get money for the family and kind of doing everything he can and stuffing things up or not doing it properly or not doing it good enough. But he was just trying to, you know, make the family successful, and just seeing that, it was kind of sweet but also really funny. So Nick Frost, actually for me, was one of the best parts of the movie. Florence Pugh as well, I believe it's her second, I'd like to say, proper film. But I think it's her first main role in a film, and I'd like to say she did an amazing job at portraying Paige. Me being a wrestling fan at all, I'm going to say that a lot in this film, but me being a wrestling fan, you kind of know like who Paige is and what she's all about, and kind of you watch all the backstage stuff, at least I do, because I'm, you know, a massive wrestling nerd. But I feel like Florence Pugh really knew how to portray Paige, and I did not think for a second that it wasn't Paige or a younger version of Paige. Everything she did in the ring to everything she did out of the ring, it just felt so real, and you believed in what you were watching on the screen. It of course, is a wrestling film, some things are cheesy. If you don't like wrestling at all, I'd still recommend this movie. I've taken a couple people to see this movie, and every single person I've watched the movie with hate wrestling. I don't think any of them have watched it before, but at the end of the film they all walked out liking it, which was a massive surprise to me, because everyone looks down on wrestling as something that's fake and something that's not real. And yes, look, that's right, they don't actually hit each other and they don't give each other bruises, and not every match has bleeding in it on purpose. But everything you see in the ring takes skill, and it's like any other sport out there, and this film also touches on that, and I think it did it wonderfully. So Fighting with My Family, I really enjoyed. Dwayne The Rock Johnson also produced this movie. He isn't in it for very long, so if you're going just for The Rock, probably don't go watch it, but I really enjoyed seeing Paige's kind of climb up the WWE ladder to eventually where she is at the end of the movie. All the in-ring stuff was really well done. Yes, as I said before, it can be cheesy at times if you don't like that sort of stuff, but it's really good just knowing how it works and just not seeing it for face value being fake. You actually see the inner workings of everything, which is nice. It also is a very emotional movie, which I did not expect. I just expected it to be really funny and that's it, but it really tugs on the heartstrings at the very end of the movie, and that I felt was very good as well. Of course it changes some things as well, like some things didn't happen like it did in the movie, so if you go back and watch the actual event, like the end Raw that the movie was set in, it's not exactly the same. But yeah, other than that, that's my only real gripe with the movie. Some things in the movie you just knew didn't happen that way, but that's just how it happened in the movie, to kind of tie everything up in a nice little bow and kind of include characters and take out characters, and it just made everything work nicer. But of course you knew that that's not how things happen. I have to give Fighting with My Family an 8 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you don't like wrestling, I still thoroughly recommend this movie. For the comedy, and maybe it will sway your view on wrestling. You probably won't go out of your way to watch wrestling, but it's definitely a good little thing to show you that it's not just a fake thing that people like watching, that are all nerds, but that's okay. Alright guys, that's the end of my video. If you liked my review of Fighting with My Family, please like the video. Please comment below and tell me what you thought of the movie. And don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.